Welcome back, everybody, to the gRaceland Shootout Series. This should be a wild run here tonight as we are at none other than the Alabama Mile Talladega Super Speedway. Taking a look here at Randy Bledsoe right now running in the 11th position here during practice. But I would probably say this being a draft-heavy track, what the times we see during practice really don't matter. Really doesn't matter during qualifying either. The biggest thing you're going to notice is teamwork. Really where the offset of forward and back, really where they're able to go three wide, whether they choose to, is really going to really base up and depend on the driver itself to fight their way up to the front, and it is going to be a wild run. Tommy Delago now leads the points after his win last week. Randy Bledsoe ended up second, and good old Robert Lynch ended up in that number 3 position there at the track, which was very, very tough for them to kind of get underway. That track, of course, being at Kentucky there on 318. Talladega is today. Go ahead and give you guys a hint for next week. We'll be at North Wilkesboro on the 1st. Now, I'm not fooling around on that one since that does land on April 1st. Qualifying has begun. Now let's go ahead and take a quick look at what our race stats are looking like here tonight. We'll have 35 laps, 2 sets of tires, no fast repairs, and that 50% fuel limit. Yours truly, here's your lead producer tonight, Patrick Morrison, and this is going to be an interesting run here from what we're going to see. 90 degrees out there on the track, 70 in the air, and this 2.65-mile track was definitely going to be a blast for most of these drivers. What I have seen in the past with some fast times that some of these guys will get out there on the track is actually to sit down pit road and run it out of gas a little bit. Actually kind of keep it revved up about that 5,000-6,000 RPMs. Let it run there for a little while and then try to kick it in the last couple of laps to try to drain some of that fuel out. This is only 5 minutes in qualifying time, so not 10, so these guys really got to hurry up. Looking at Butch Gilpin in the number 18 Chevrolet. Hey, guys out there in the chat, appreciate you guys showing up here tonight. Robert Lynch as well. He's out there in the number 21 Toyota. Seems to be following along pretty well here. Things are going to look a little bit different. I know I got that big iRacing down there at the bottom right. They have disabled the website. Now it's all the iRacing UI here tonight, so I know some of these drivers who have been doing nothing but the website, their battles continue on tonight. I believe we were getting ready to have a brand new driver here, but I think a late check-in. I don't know if he was able to make it in tonight. I'm not seeing a new face. Might be able to. I believe Trevor Bergman. There he is. Trevor Bergman. He made it just in the nick of time. That is mind-blowing how he did that. I believe he signed up about 4 minutes ago. He ended up making it here. Right now, we're waiting to find somebody with a solid time out here to get us at least a time. Nobody yet here during qualifying. Timothy Richardson out here. And kind of what we were discussing last week is a lot of what you're going to see here tonight is a big mixing bowl of cars. And sometimes the guys come out of the woodwork to really put on a show, especially the Super Speedway, where everybody has a chance. Some guys find themselves not doing so well. Some guys find themselves doing a little bit better. And you're just going to kind of see the offset here tonight of that, just like I said, that teamwork again. These guys battling it, out here. It's not like Kentucky. It's not a Kansas. It's not a Richmond. It's not guys who are short tracks or cookie cutters. This track, you could start from dead last and end up winning this race. You could start 11th, get in a wreck, fix your car, with some dents and dings, be able to pick the right lane and battle up to the front. If you guys remember about the 2000 race there with Dale Earnhardt, actually started in 18th with 5 to go and won the race. So there is no spot on the track where you don't have that opportunity. We're going to see how we get going. Right now, top of the chart is Robert Lynch. Solid time for him. Daniel Holloway sitting second, and David Cox is third. Douglas Johnson, wow, good time out of his Chevrolet, now sitting fourth. Butch Gilpin, we saw a little look of him in that 18 Chevrolet. He moved up into the 5th spot. Looks like Robert Lynch might be looking for a couple more bags of jerky here, heading his way. About another minute and 15 seconds left in qualifying. Some of these guys already finishing up some of their times. Dean Viney is yet to get behind the wheel. I don't think he's going to qualify. Andrew Smith is on down. We've got 24 drivers registered. 22 drivers. Kind of loaded up here. Still Andrew Smith and Dean Viney. I don't know if Smith was unable to get any kind of time down. Nothing here at this point in time. Let's see if Matthew Barker, he's out there. He's now sitting 14th in his Ford. So far, so good out of him. Yeah, it's definitely hard to place a solid time here at the track. I don't know what makes it better or makes it worse. Like I said, some of these guys run that high line on the first lap after running it out of fuel. Maybe hanging in third gear or something to not blow the engine. Run it out a little bit of fuel, stay that high line, and then once they get going around again, they've got the hammer down. Running the inside line the whole time, as we see Randy Bledsoe putting a few more laps on out there, getting a little more tire on a little more scuff on the tires. That's what I'm trying to get out. Try that about 5 more times, and that is going to be Robert Lynch. Will be receiving our Beef Jerky Pole Award. Awesome job by him here tonight, able to get away with that one. So a couple more bags of beef jerky heading his way, along with his year subscription that he ended up getting last week from Speedway Illustrated. So talk about Robert Lynch getting a whole lot of things going his way a lot lately here, and it's interesting to see where some of these guys, where they place here. Where you know, how is it going to be? How is, you know, what's the right idea coming into this? How do you keep your head on straight? How do you push your way forward? And how do you stay? How can I say it? Kind of on top of things. But let's see if we can get let's see if we can grab a hold of Jerome Cooper here. Cooper, you got a copy?
Hello, yes I do.
There you are. Hey man, haven't had you in the booth before. How's it out there on the track?
It is very good. I love the racing. I love the competition. Good racers.
All right. Well, with a bunch of good racers that you're saying are around you, kind of what is your outlook on the race? I mean, is there somebody out there that you're like, all right, I know I can follow this guy, and we can both battle and get our way up there, or lead these guys? I mean, is there a group of guys you can kind of surround yourself with?
There is, yeah. There's a couple people that I race with. Obviously, Austin and Ace and Robert, and then Larry Fairman and Trevor Bergman are a couple people I race with. So I hope at this Super Speedway I can get on their bumper, draft with them, and take it towards the end, and then go for broke.
All right, man. Well, we definitely hope that is certainly going to happen, Mr. Cooper. I know you and I have been we've been watching you a few times here, and I know you got a top 5 and not a podium lined up for you here pretty soon. Give me a shout out while I got you here.
All right, thank you very much.
All righty. No shout outs, boo. All right. Let's see if we can grab a hold of Greg Myers. I haven't talked to Greg Myers in a little while. Let's see if we can grab a hold of Greg Myers. Greg Myers, you got a copy?
Yeah, how you doing, Patrick?
Doing all right, man. Talk to me about the track here tonight. What do we do?
Track feels pretty good. The cars are running good in the draft. They're not heating up. I think it's going to be a great race tonight. Lots of room to race.
All right. I talked to Jerome Cooper there a little bit. He says he's got a team out there he's raced with and raced around a bunch. Do you?
No, I don't. I'm on my own.
Oh no! How can that be? You're out here in the tractor's Chevrolet here tonight, making driver cards for everybody, and no one's willing to work with you, huh?
I don't know. I haven't asked, to be honest with you. I guess I got my boy up there, Fireball Woody, and I got Bobo up there. I painted their trucks for me and kind of teamed up with them guys. So we might be looking pretty good together.
All right, well, I hope to see that happen. If there's one thing that can plague this race, it is cautions. I know you guys want to go green flag all the way to the end. I surely hope so. Greg, give me your shout-outs here.
Well, I want to thank Billy and the race series. I really love that new logo they come up with. 5-star beverages and, of course, Beef Jerky Unlimited. And then also I'd like to thank my buddy at Gary at ITC Quick Attach for all your compact tractor needs.
All righty, Greg Myers in the number 53 Chevrolet. We'll keep an eye out for you.
Thank you.
All right, buddy, that is Greg Myers. It's going to bring me one more driver here. Let me see if we can grab a hold of the man himself. Let's see if we can grab a hold of Billy Stanley. Billy Stanley, got a copy?
10-4, what's up?
Hey, man, it has been a few weeks since I talked to you. What is going on out there at the track here tonight?
We're sitting here discussing a new ruling we're going to try to put into effect, and, we're still debating it.
Oh, I didn't interrupt you or anything, did I?
Oh, no. Everything's fine, I was going to say it's been a while since we talked, so.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's definitely going to... We'll keep an eye out there for you. All right, I've talked so far to Greg Myers, and I've also talked to Jerome Cooper out there. Some of these guys have teams. Some of these guys are working alone. Kind of who out there can you can surround yourself with to help this charge toward the front?
I'm just going to find the fastest trucks out there and follow up with them. Try to stay with them and then try to make my move at the end.
All right, well, that definitely sounds like a Dale Earnhardt way of thinking, man. Find the fast lane, pick your spot and attack. Billy, give me your shout-outs here. We're about to head under green.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, no. Everybody says, all right, awesome. They're excited. They're ready to go, but we're about to get going here. And head straight under the gridding here at Talladega. I believe Daniel Holloway has already gotten his butt out there. Good Lord, what kind of camera angle is that? All right, let's get going here. Let's take a look at our starting grid. Robert Lynch, Daniel Holloway, 1 and 2. Adam Robertson will start 3rd, and David Cox in that 4th position. Great job by David Cox here. I haven't seen him since the last podium I saw. I believe that was a few, definitely about a handful of races ago. Good job to see that 119 Chevrolet get up here. Douglas Johnson will be starting in that 5th position. Butch Gilpin, 6th. Randy Bledsoe, season winner, will be starting on the inside. Boy, that's going to be good until it tacks up. Then the outside's going to take off, where Robert Baumdude, I'm sure, is definitely going to take it. Robert Doig in the 8th. Bobby Narberg will be in our 9th position, starting next to Rob Yost. Larry Fairman, 11th. Rule Thane, coming off a win here a couple weeks ago. He's going to be charging his way up front. Now let's take a look at the back half of our field here, where definitely a good bunch of drivers are sitting waiting. Timothy Richardson, new driver. Anthony Bledsoe, Matthew Barker, and Jerome Cooper starting on the outside of row number 8. Row number 9 will start with Fireball Woody with Douglas Ross on the outside. Trevor Bergman, brand new here tonight as well. 19th position on the inside of Greg Myers. We had a little chat with him, 20th position, so he's got a long way to go to fight his way back up to the front here. Billy Stanley, we talked to him, 21st with Austin Barker. Starting on the outside, Dean Viney on the inside of row number 12 with Andrew Smith, row number 12 on the outside, 24th position. And that should do it for all our drivers tonight. If you were rooting on one of your favorite drivers, go ahead and shout it out there in the chat, guys. Tell me what you got going on. I see somebody rooting Fireball Woody on out there. And I also see Sudden Death as he's out there in the North Carolina. This should be pretty good. And we are missing Sudden Death out here. Robert Lynch definitely getting a solid shot at this one. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that was Robertson. Yeah, it is. He's doing some cracked up stuff now. Like I said, once again, we have 35 laps here at Talladega. Putting the Craftsman trucks out here at the 2.6 mile track. And some of these guys are really got to be questioning who they can pick and when do they attack. Now, it's kind of it's not the be-all, end-all, but a good idea for these guys. Normally your super speedway, you take the patience. You find your groove, you get your pit stops down, and then you attack here in the last 30 laps. But that's all we have here. We've got 30 laps. There is no waiting. These guys have to go, and they've got to go now. I just hope they are able to do it safely and very quickly, because I would love nothing more than to watch these guys hammering it door to door all the way around this track, caution-free for 35 laps. That would be fantastic. I believe all you guys would enjoy it out there. Barney's got the green flag in his hand. Away we go here. Robert Lynch got a great jump on that one. Definitely looked like he started in second while everybody else started in third. Much, much farther in front of everybody else. But remember, draft-heavy track, so this is going to come up to bite him if Robertson decides to sling around and cut in front of Holloway. Holloway gives up on the outside line, leaves David Cox in the lead, returns back. Goes back into that outside line again, 3 wide. Man, Cox is in the wall. That is looking pretty tight here. 3 wide, David Cox outside. Holloway in the center, and Robertson on the inside. 3 wide still going on back with Randy Bledsoe. Sleeping on us a little bit here. Not getting a whole lot of top 5 finishes here, but he's going to try to go for the win here tonight as he comes up with a huge run. Right behind Daniel Holloway, where Holloway gets a huge burst of speed, and I'm sure Holloway will have the lead here in just a moment. Sneaking about a fender over top of Robert Lynch. He's got it. Coming down the front stretch here, and ladies and gentlemen, that's just 1 lap. We got about 33, 34 more to go. Let's go. Let's see how David Cox holds on that outside line. He is definitely up in the marbles. He's got to be careful up there, but hey, this is a completely able 3 wide track. There's no reason they can't do it. And here we go. David Cox on the outside has no help out there. Has fallen down from 4th place now to 11th. Still marching back. He's got to find a way to tuck in here. He's going to be in a lot of trouble. Something tells me he qualified a lot higher than he thought he was going to be. Now he's got to figure out a way to wedge in. He's going to try to tuck in front of Jerome Cooper here, and Cooper's going to let him in. Cooper in the number 70 Ford White Castle machine. You see him now trying to push the 119. Let's rotate back up front. Where I notice big man on the move is Billy Stanley. Stanley is up 11 positions into 10th. So far, so good out of Billy Stanley. Right now, he's into the top 10, so not too shabby. Biggest person dropping back so far is Bobby Narberg. Narberg is all the way down to that 19th position, so he's in a lot of trouble here. Let's look up here with Fireball Woody. Fireball Woody is now 3 wide. As you see, the lines get a little wiggly here. Got to be super, super careful as they shuffle their way back and forth here on the track. Excellent job by all our drivers. Look at David Cox giving a nudge there to the 54 of Anthony Bledsoe. Bledsoe gets a little bit of the push he needs to maintain. These guys got plenty of room, and they're using every inch of it. Excellent job here. Cox lays off just a little bit. 54 gets a little bit loose. Rotating up front, Douglas Johnson. The number 3 Chevrolet on the bottom side, the number 9 of Robert Doig. Doig now working his way up. 3 positions, has broken into the top 5. Right now, Robertson's trying to battle his best here for 3rd on the inside line, but you see how we're still in formation. But once again, outside line for Cox. Fireball Woody on the bottom, 54 machine of Anthony Bledsoe in the center. 2 Chevys squeezing this Toyota, and it's not coming up with any room here. As we're taking a look at David Cox, trying to see if he can get something going. And I got to admit, he is the master of the door draft right now because he's actually picking up positions. Riding along the door side of Rule Thane here, not falling back. I like the way he thinks here. This is working out perfectly for him. Battle up front between Holloway and Robertson is going side by side, and it's going swimmingly as no one's getting crashed out here, but rotating up front. Looks like Randy Bledsoe is now pushing the 26th of Daniel Holloway into the lead here. Well by at least a truck length. Oh, and Randy Bledsoe now hangs his head as he just lost all the draft that he was getting the help from. But that's okay. Robert Baumdude, watch him to kind of pick up the slack here. Give a shove to this 81 as they head down the backstretch. And watch Daniel Holloway, and we'll see if he blocks. Hopefully he doesn't here, because that could cause a boatload of problems. You start wrecking here in the front row, the rest of the field is going to feel it. Halfway through lap 5 here, everything looking pretty solid as Randy Bledsoe finally gets into the lead. Has to snug down a little bit, try to get a little more of that door draft so he doesn't lose any more speed. But sliding on the front of Robert Doig's front bumper is going to be treacherous. He might want to really think about what he's doing here. Number 9, you see laying off very, very far back here. Let's take a ride along with Robert Doig here and take a look forward and see what he sees. Pushing forward here, he's got a sea of cars behind him. We still see David Cox riding that high line. Want to give a shout out there to David Cox, 14th position for him. He has lost a bunch, but he's still battling back there. Not too bad. Drivers coming down the side here. We talked about Billy Stanley is now fought up to the 9th position. Robert Lynch is getting loose here. Something snagged him. Definitely your Season 1 and Season 2 winners now, sitting 3rd and 4th side by side, the 28 and the 81. I'm sure they're definitely exchanging hand signals out the windows there as they're coming down the front stretch. Yet again, Robertson has got to be careful. He looks like he's getting ready to turn Lynch there if he can't settle this truck down. A lot of experienced drivers out there have talked before, when they get out here, the last thing you do is let off the gas. You hold this thing straight to the floor and use your left foot to drag the brake. It settles the truck down and it allows you not to rear end the guy in front of you harder than you want to be. There we go. Robert Lynch now pushing Daniel Holloway a little harder here. At least one green flag pit stop will need to be completed before the end of this one. They will not have enough fuel to make it. Here we go. Looking at Butch Gilpin, started 6th, is still in 6th. 2 drivers around him, Adam Robertson and Douglas Johnson. Both have lost positions 5th and 7th. Starting to shuffle around here. Billy Stanley still looking for another angle here. Now caught behind the number 3 of Douglas Johnson. No can do. Seems like Billy Stanley may be caught between a rock and a hard place here. He's not got any room to wiggle. Taking a wiggle in there. Looks like Randy Bledsoe is out to the lead in front of Daniel Holloway again, but is having trouble keeping, once again, that truck settled down. It is wiggling all over the place. And speaking of wiggling, let's rotate back here to that David Cox area where it looks like something happened. Everything seems pretty solid here so far, but look at David Cox. David Cox slung all the way up to 7th position here. So far, so good. Got a heck of a run using that door draft, and I got to admit, fresh air out there, and he's able to utilize it. I'm waiting to see if anybody decides to follow along with him. I'm just hoping the number 11 of Larry Fairman is going to do it. Fairman can get his Ford up front and start pushing the Chevrolet of David Cox. There might be a heck of a race here on the outside line. Let's take a quick look at it, and you see how that 11 Black Rifle Coffee Machine is making a whole lot of movement here. Got to settle that truck down. There's one place everyone says the big one is at Talladega, and that only because when a wreck happens, it involves everybody. Right now, top speeds of everybody. Let's talk about Randy Bledsoe. 185 miles an hour right now. You know, some of the top speeds we've seen. Robertson has gone 192 as his top speed here during the race. So between the draft and when they were qualifying, has picked up between 8 to 11 miles an hour, and now we're really starting to see guys separate. I mean, I like what Fireball Woody's doing here. Fireball Woody's actually kind of sitting here on the inside, but he's laying back, and that's and that's kind of what you don't want to press. Is so early here in the race, really pressing your luck and really starting to give guys a shove here. As this now allows Fireball Woody to sit back on Billy Stanley here a little bit, not allowing that 14 machine of Andrew Smith to cut down on him. But Fireball Woody is now going to start sneaking up. And if he pours on the coal, he steps on the gas, he's going to pick up a boatload of speed, which he did there. But the 14 of Andrew Smith cuts him off. So Fireball Woody backs it up just a little bit more. He has gained 2 positions, but is now down to 15th. So he's going to keep chopping away and figure out how he can fire his way back up there. Billy Stanley is starting to notice inside line is stalled out big time here, and no can do. David Cox from the outside now to the inside. He's going to bump the 78 out of Douglas Ross Jr. The 78 Toyota of Imperium Motorsports now on the outside. David Cox is going to try to slide underneath of him and follow the 54 of Anthony Bledsoe. I couldn't agree more. That is an excellent area to be in. Right now he needs to give that 54 a little bit of a shove. And I'm waiting to see if David Cox rotates back to the outside with Larry Fairman, who is directly behind him in the number 11. Randy Bledsoe still leads this race here, but just barely, as he is right in front of Daniel Holloway. Looked like Robert Doig on the outside, trying to see if he can get some help from Butch Gilpin. Yeah, you see Robert Lynch having to back up this turn a little bit, and something's going on. He's getting way, way loose here. And I guarantee that he is not meaning to do that. So we'll keep an eye, look at the gap he's able to make up here as he reels these guys in. Robert Lynch getting a boatload of speed here, now slacking off. Wondering if Butch Gilpin's going to slide in, and he is not. And I believe Fireball Woody and Greg Myers have gotten into it. Something tells me these two have made contact. 3 wide right now. I actually want to kind of stick with this, and we'll rotate to him if something happens. David Cox, outside line. Here he comes. 5th position, looking to see if Larry Fairman's going to help him here. Excellent job by these drivers here. Look at this 3-wide action here at Talladega. Inside line now starting to prevail. This is Billy Stanley's chance. Billy's got to give a push to that number 3 of Douglas Johnson on the inside. And he does. Inside line is now starting to move. That's exactly what they needed, that little bit of a void. Keep going. Billy Stanley's got to give a heck of a push here to keep it going. So they slack off a little bit here with only 23 laps to go. Right now, David Cox kind of scratching his head here, trying to figure out how he's going to make this work. Not too bad. Larry Fairman decides, you know what, inside, outside, very outside isn't working for me anymore. Excuse me, away he goes. Now, Larry Fairman uses that void and is now broken into the top 10. Great job by him, but you kind of see the seesaw effect. We saw David Cox hit all the way up to 7th place, back down to 15th. Now to 14th. So now you see that seesaw effect. These guys moving back and forth. Don't count anybody out. The only ones I would count out right now are Fireball Woody and Greg Myers, who are now down pit. Something happened here. And let's take a quick peek and see what happened. Oh, these two made contact. Boom. Now, some of you may ask, why no caution? Off the racing surface, 2 drivers, no caution. So, 22 laps left to go here. Randy Bledsoe still in the lead with Daniel Holloway directly behind him. Less than a fender's length between the two before they make contact. Robert Lynch closing that gap much closer. Is about 2 trunk legs behind him is Robert Lynch. Robert Doig following behind that with Robertson. Robertson has not left Robert Lynch's bumper all race. So far, right now, whatever that 21 Toyota and the 28 Ford behind, those two have been working together all race. So we'll keep an eye and see if these guys, 1 and 2, later on in the race, if they can figure out how to get broken away or get to the outside line. Might be an idea. I've always wanted to see if somebody's ever thought using Robert Lynch to get the sling off of Daniel Holloway here, or moving up in front of Robert Doig, allowing the 28 to get that void, pick up the speed, sling in front of Lynch, who slows the outside lane down, and then push on the outside lane and get up to the front. That would be an awesome maneuver. Man, that would be tough. These two still battling out here. Let's rotate our way on back here just a hair. Well, let's see where David Cox ended up. He's been the one putting on a show here tonight. 13th place for him. Let's see Jerome Cooper. We talked to him. Sitting in that number 70. Wow, look at that run. Wow. Right now, 177 miles an hour. I was concerned if anybody out there was looking to pit. And that's why he's sitting out back here. Here he comes. Everybody's starting to slow down in turn 3 and 4. Pit lane is heating up. Here we go. Take a little look at Bob there in the pace truck. Jerome Cooper, everybody working their way down. Now, I would say pitting not in a pile is a big no-no. Some of these guys do not take it lightly. Butch Gilpin, Rule Thane, and Larry Fairman. Everybody else has pit, which this is going to be a huge call here by everybody out there on the track, especially for those guys in the top 3, not pitting. They have got to come in, they've got to be fast, and they've got to get back out here. I am really surprised to see anybody taking tires here at Talladega. We're taking a look at Robert Lynch, who I believe took tires 11.47, so he at least took 2, maybe trying to tighten that race car up a little bit. Set of right sides, fuel, and go. Everybody else about to fuel and go. This drops Robert Lynch down to 11th position. His buddy, partner in arms out there, 28 of Adam Robertson, is 6th. So all the way up here, but we got to see, as these guys clump back together, the key is everybody getting out at the same time. So right now, Fireball Woody and Greg Myers are saying they are out of the race here tonight after that wreck. That was a wicked shot. Remember, no faster pairs in the gRaceland Shootout Series, so these guys are going to have to pack it up and try again at North Wilkesboro next week. Hate to see that. It looks like Butch Gilpin, Rule Thane on their way down, on their way back out, but we've got guys up to some serious speed as they putt out of there to about just under 100 miles an hour and gaining. Randy Bledsoe is barreling down at 180 miles an hour into turn 1, followed by Daniel Holloway and Robertson with a excellent pit call here. Now 5th, moving up, continuing on. He will now resume into the 3rd position as soon as he can get around Rule Thane. who has gained eight positions, sitting 4th. Let's rotate back to some of these guys who have already pit. This is going to be the clutch to beat. Right now, that clutch is led by Billy Stanley. Billy Stanley will soon catch the guys in front of him here as they are reeling on through. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Billy Stanley here looks like he's getting ready to head back down pit road again. I'm wondering if he got a speeding penalty. Oh, no. All right, let's rotate back up front. Bledsoe, Holloway, Robertson. We'll try to see if we can get a little more on Billy Stanley here and see what happened. Right now, 1, 2, and 3. We got the next 3 cars, Thane, Gilpin, and that moves us to Robert Lynch back here. Now, Lynch is leading this clutch of cars. If these guys can get working together, they should be able to battle forward and get caught back up. Let's take a look out the front. That is not looking good. They got to make up at least 6.5 seconds to make up room to Butch Gilpin. And right now, Robert Lynch is losing time. Now he's up to 6.6, 6.7, 6.8. I mean, so Lynch is having a hard time trying to reel these guys in. And not, this may be it. That play call there was pretty tough. Unless the caution comes out and bunches them all back up. But no caution here so far. 18, 17 to go. Randy Bledsoe still leading this race. Right now, Holloway and Robertson are going to be his biggest helpers and biggest enemies here in this one. But I will admit, Rule Thane and Butch Gilpin are now starting to make up time. Look at Billy Stanley's pit stall time, 10.1 seconds. We can't say that's a speeding penalty hold. I'm wondering if he unclicked fuel. All drivers on the lead lap except 19 on back. Bergman down a lap. Stanley down a lap. Austin Barker. He is down a lap, and Andrew Smith is down a lap. Fireball, Woody, and Greg Myers are out of the race. 8 minutes down in their pit boxes. But as we talk here and we're looking through, Rule Thane has now caught up to Adam Robertson, and now the clutch of 3 is turned into 6. Right now, big time, Trevor Bergman being that 6th driver here, but he is down a lap. Bergman now sitting in the back, wondering if he's going to see if he can help the 18 machine of Butch Gilpin, who's here on the back end of this field of the top 5 who are in the lead. Robert Lynch now off by 10 seconds. So whatever's this call hit was here in the back, it is not paying off here. I don't know if Robert Lynch is not getting any help. He's got to get Douglas Johnson to kind of rear end him here. I mean, hammer this thing down. Right now, I'm not seeing where single lane is affecting as much. I would guess that these guys would almost go too wide, use the door draft off each other, and kind of pile drive on the way through. It looks like Robert Lynch may have to settle for a 6th spot finish if he can go ahead and keep the 3 and the 9 behind him here. Interesting enough, some of these guys did come down pit and didn't take tires. Taking a look at Dean Viney in the 71 Chevrolet. He came down and it was only an 8-second pit stop for him. So it's interesting to see kind of the different ways these guys were down pit. I mean, only 36 seconds down pit. You know, and Robert Doig, he was down for 42 seconds, and at least 15 of that was him putting tires on in the stall. So definitely weird to see how that goes. But with 15 laps to go, and these guys are spread out as they are, and it's going to be pretty much single file racing here for the remainder of the race, probably until about 4 or 5 to go, unless somebody tries to make a move. Do want to thank our sponsors out there. Beef Jerky Unlimited. Glad to have them on here. They're definitely sponsoring the Pole Award for these guys being fast out here. And I do want to give a shout out to 5 Star Beverages. They make your drinks come true. 5 Star Beverages can design your drink system. They'll work from everything from beer, soda, coffee, tea, etc. And they even do sales, service, and install. They're your beverage system specialist. They do anything that you can dream of on tap, fountain machines, coffee machines, bubblers for teas, and slushies, and anything you can really think of. So That might be something to look into. I know my wife is into that, I think they call that boba tea or something. I don't know about all that. I don't know about things floating in my drink. Right now out there floating on the track, Daniel Holloway started second, still second. Adam Robertson started third, still third. Bledsoe's gained 6 to gain the lead. Rule Thane's gained 8 to sit in fourth. And Gilpin has gained at least 1 position for a top 5. And this may be your top 5 here that you're looking at on the track. Right now, everybody's so clean. The only incident we had out here on the track was between Greg Myers and Fireball Woody. Those two had made contact. And I believe that is... I am incorrect. I thought that was Matthew Barker we were running up on. That's the 47 and the 14. 47 of Austin Barker and the 14 Andrew Smith. These guys didn't go a couple laps down. Wow. Looked like a miscommunication there. Something went wrong. Outside line for now the front leaders. Here around they go. Might be an idea for the 47 and the 14 to actually catch up, and these guys will add on to the fun here. See what we can get going. This would be actually really excellent. See if they can continue this run here. There they go. 47 and the 14 have been able to hook on. Now this run apart. No. Right now, the 18 of Butch Gilpin has got to figure out how to get out of there. Right now, he's caught up with a bunch of lapped cars. Got to squeak back in, and he does. Right now, outside line for the number 10, Trevor Bergman. Not looking too good, as we were talking before. Guys losing some time here. Guys coming actually back down pit road again. Butch Gilpin is sitting 5th, but Robert Yost, Douglas Johnson, Douglas Ross, and Dean Viney are coming back down pit. Wonder what's going on here. I see Robert Lynch had to pit on lap 23. Wonder what's going on here. Some of these guys having to come and revisit pit road. Here they come again. Oh boy, that's not good. Remember what I was saying about guys coming out here and only pitting as onesies. Right now, when Robert Lynch leaves pit road, he's going to be the only guy leaving. So he's going to have to hope to hook on to somebody and pull him the rest of the way around. I wonder if some of these guys are running out of fuel here. Definitely not looking good. Oh, look out there in the chat. Wife saying, boba tea. Ugh. I think I'd probably stick with a slush here. So far, Randy Bledsoe here in the front. Daniel Holloway sitting second. Robertson still third. No change here in the top 5. David Cox has now moved up to 6th. Anthony Bledsoe, 7th position for him. So that's this new clutch of cars, 6 and 7. No pit stall times for them. Looks like Timothy Richardson, now 8th. Matthew Barker in the 96, sitting 9th. And rounding out our top 10 will be Bobby Narberg. Now, remember, I was talking earlier about Narberg losing a lot of positions here. Whoop! He got hooked there a little bit. I don't know between him and Billy Stanley if the two of these guys were pushing each other around. Billy Stanley right now kind of bidding for a... Yeah, coming back down. Coming back down pit again. Yeah, very interesting. Narberg is coming back down pit. Billy Stanley, I believe, if I am not mistaken, is trying to get back onto the lead lap. He's got a lot of drivers to get back in front of if a caution comes out. Says another crash happened back on lap 25. Let's check back on Dean Viney here. What in the world? I think that was Dean Viney. I think that was Ross Jr. It was. Yeah, Douglas Ross Jr. from Imperium Motorsports. These guys got hooked on the way out of pit. Yeah, talk about throwing a big wrench in that one. I couldn't agree with you more. Definitely, it's interesting to see a 2 pit stop race here. I don't know if something's happened or if some of these guys just didn't take enough fuel. Normally, I would actually be surprised to see them actually having to stop at all. I figure being able to cue this in for the race at 50% fuel limit here. Boy, look at Holloway starting to push Randy Bledsoe. 7 laps to go at the line. This is exactly what you want to see. This is where things are going to start getting a lot spicier here. Top 9 drivers are still on the lead lap. Everybody else is at least 1 lap down. Definitely a big switch up here from the way this originally started. I know we see Rob Doig out here on the outside. He is unfortunately a lap down. When he comes to the outside, he will be battling there in the front to get at least his lap back. But once he's out front, I don't know if he's going to have much traction out there. He did have to pit lap 23. They're still working on it here. Robert Lynch came down pit again. 30-second stop time for him. Something tells me Robert Lynch either sped in or out for that amount of time. So Robert Lynch's race is finished. 21st position is the best I think he can hope for here tonight. Boy, bummer. Yeah, and it just shows to show you, it doesn't matter where you start on the track. Everything can change. So he has gone from the pole, getting first place, starting this one, to now, in the back 20, which is a real heartbreaker, to say the least. Stay in front here, where showing Butch Gilpin has the lead, as Randy Bledsoe, Holloway, Robertson, and Rule Thane have calmed down. So now they are pitting on lap 29. Very, very interesting to see how many pit stops these guys are having to make. Still, some of these guys may need to come down. If Butch Gilpin has to pit, that may put Adam Robertson back into the lead here. Well, back into the lead. Back in the front where he may gain the lead once Butch Gilpin comes down pit. Now, most of these guys had pit on lap 15. He came down on 16, so I don't know if that extra lap is going to assist him in any way. Some drivers who still have yet to pit a second time. Anthony Bledsoe, Timothy Richardson, and Matthew Barker. These guys are sitting 6, 7, and 8. Early pit stops for some of these drivers here. Butch Gilpin still leading this one. Has almost a 33-second lead here. Following behind the 83 of Rob Yost. Yost staying out of trouble all race. Doesn't look like there's a mark on that car. Great driving here so far, and that's going to do it. Butch Gilpin throwing in the towel. Here he comes, sliding down. Ooh. All right. Now he is down. 33 seconds behind. Here's Adam Robertson. Robertson looking to hold on to the lead and get the win here. Appreciate you guys joining us here at SimTrax Broadcasting as we bring you the best in racing, especially from the gRaceland Shootout Series. We are here at Talladega for the 35-lap shootout, where Adam Robertson has now gotten the lead here from Butch Gilpin. Gilpin already out of pit road trying to get going here. 80 miles an hour compared to his 185. That's not going to sit well as they blow past him here. There he is. So unfortunately, Butch Gilpin now down to 5th. Right now, 21 seconds back will be Robert Doig. Going caution-free in this race. Love to see it. 5 drivers here in the front. Robertson, Holloway, Bledsoe, Thane, Gilpin. Butch Gilpin way back here. Way back here. Really, your top 4 right here are going to be the ones to do a Rule Thane's going to want to sneak in for a podium position here. But I don't think he's going to have the option or the ability. We'll see if he can get a run. He may need the help of the 70 of Jerome Cooper to do it. I believe that is the 71 of Dean Viney behind him. It is. I think it's pretty safe out there. I don't believe there's going to be a caution here in this race, but definitely this is where the moves start happening. Out there in the chat, guys, start telling me who you think is going to win this one, because really you're looking at the top 4 right here may have that shot. Robertson, the 28 Ford, 26 Chevrolet of Daniel Holloway, 81 Chevrolet of Randy Bledsoe, and the 33 Chevrolet of Rule Thane. Robertson's only Ford up here, trying to make a good show of it. Now on the outside line here for Billy Stanley. Stanley, I believe, is 2 laps down. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. 2 laps left to go in this one. Solid times here so far. Robertson still in the front. Right now, most everybody you see say this front spot is the worst place to be. Somehow, Robertson has to make the back end of his truck the size of a train car here, as Holloway gives him a hard nudge. Here's the problem. If Robertson loses the draft here from Holloway, he's about to be in a boatload of trouble. There's the void. Randy Bledsoe to the outside. Rule Thane following him. Outside line, he's making it happen. Facebook user out there said Bledsoe and Rule Thane to the outside in the last lap. They couldn't wait. Into the front. Randy Bledsoe's got the lead. White flag is out. Here we go. Daniel Holloway loses all confidence in Adam Robertson, and away they go. Robertson now watching the wind slip away. Contact. Randy Bledsoe into Rule Thane. Good job by Thane keeping it calm here. Definitely with that nudge, he's not happy about it. Somehow Thane's got to come up with something here. Daniel Holloway wants to make a showing in the podium. Pushing on the outside here, looking pretty solid. Let's take a look top side, see where they're going. Outside line starting to prevail. Rule Thane now into the front. Has the lead. Randy Bledsoe sneaks it back. Adam Robertson's got to figure out who he wants to team with. Oh, man. 28 looks like he's trying to hook him. He's got to be careful. Rule Thane now seeing the lead slip away. Bledsoe's only got he's got it by about a fender. Now he's got a truck on him. 28 now pushing. Robertson trying to see if he can squeak in for the second. Here it comes at the line. There it is. David Cox trying to send it in there. Holy cow. Randy Bledsoe, Adam Robertson 1 and 2. Rule Thane ends up 3rd. Looks like Dean Viney let go of the wheel and took everybody else out. Daniel Holloway bumped out of this one, 4th position. Candyman made it top 5, but not a podium here. That was a wild run. Called it for Randy Bledsoe and Thane taking that outside line, but it made it, and then I don't know how Randy Bledsoe able to do it. No, Bledsoe rotating up a little bit and catching Rule Thane right there on the front nose there. That definitely shuffled the field up a little bit there. Finally, Randy Bledsoe gets a win here on the season. Definitely he needed it. Kind of been in a slump as of late. That's exactly what you want to see here. These guys playing like that. Randy Bledsoe with 294 points. Sitting 6th right now. This is going to give him a huge boost. A huge boost seeing where the rest of these other guys failed. But Randy Bledsoe, congratulations to him on winning here at Talladega. All right, let's try to find out, see where your drivers ended up here. Let's get to the last clutch of these guys here. Out there in the chat, Bowden Motorsports, good race. Yes, it was. Adam Bowden, I highly recommend you come here. I highly recommend you come here and try this. You got to try out this league, bud. Definitely a good way to try it. If you're unsure where to find them, simtracksbroadcasting.com. I've got the link. That way you guys can find them, or you can head straight to the gRaceland Shootout Series Facebook page. They'll be able to get you signed up. I know they're always looking for drivers here. 24, I'm sure they would be perfectly happy taking 43 as well. But guys, hold on just a moment and let's try to reel this back and catch up with some of our drivers here. Alrighty, everybody. I have caught up with the number 33 Chevrolet of Rural Thane. Man, what a wild run this was here, man. Talk to me about it here a little bit in these final few laps. Oh no, Rural Thane, your mic. Come on, buddy. I hear you clicking. You're almost there. No. No, all right. We'll let Rural Thane try to see if he can hammer that out. I want to pull Adam Robertson in and see if we can grab a hold of him. Adam Robertson, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
There we go. All right, man. Well, I know you're not having any mic problems. I think Rural Thane ends up in a little bit of a hiccup here. Speaking of hiccup, man, dude, what a wild run this was. Talk to me about the last few laps here.
I know you may think me and Randy will tell you the same thing, so you're going to think we're crazy. But that worked out exactly how me and him had planned.
What do you mean how you and him had planned?
Control the front two lines, come down to the last lap. He's on the outside, I'm on the inside. One of the two of us is going to have to win the race.
No kidding. Well, I did make mention out there, you did not separate one bit off Robert Lynch there, probably in the first 15, 18 laps. You did not leave him at all. Was that your plan? Just kind of fuel conservation and make it to the end?
Yeah, it was not really fuel conservation, just kind of find a good place to ride till the first pit stop, because I figured it would get split up. There'd be some people, and I've had my pit road issues all year, but there'd be people get split up, and then it'd be about 4 or 5 trucks. Then we'd be a lot better off as long as we didn't get a caution, which is the way it ended up working out.
All right, well, Talladega will let anybody win. Tonight was not your night for the win. Will North Wilkesboro be that win?
Yeah, it could be. Good chance. I'm happy with tonight. Like I said, me and Randy, we'd planned earlier today to see if we got out front, we could get together like that and work together. And I didn't care first or second. I've had some bad races recently. Led a lap, so I got the bonus points for that. Had no incidents, got the points for that. So just could have got one spot better, but I know how Daytona might be able to work out that way. Me and him work really good together. So, and maybe North Wilkesboro, I can do the same thing that I did to everybody at Bristol.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know Robert Lynch is going to be really tough there. I know that is one of his favorite tracks, but hopefully we'll able to see what he can do and what you can do. Talk to me a little bit before I get your shout-outs, the Davey Allison paint job here. Talk to me a little bit about it.
So, growing up, Davey Allison was my favorite driver, so I'm sort of showing my age a little bit because I was young, but I wasn't that young. But he was my hero growing up, so we're at Talladega, so I figured what better place to run a Davey Allison throwback scheme.
I like the way you think. Adam Robertson, give me a shout-outs, man. Let's get you ready for North Wilkesboro.
Oh, thank 5 Star Beverages for sponsoring my truck and the series. Beef Jerky Unlimited for sponsoring the pole lord that I can't seem to get. All the fans out there watching, and Billy and all of them for having a league for us.
All right, Adam Robertson, appreciate you joining us here tonight, and we'll definitely try to catch up with you next week.
Thanks, sir.
All right, by Adam Robertson, that moves us to Randy Bledsoe, our race winner here tonight. What a wild run here out of that 81 machine. Randy Bledsoe, talk to me about this run. Adam Robertson said you and him this was the plan all along.
I am here. The monkey is finally off my back. I am sitting first place talking to you.
Oh, yeah. 6th in points, though, but this is definitely going to help your charge to the front. Seeing that most of the guys you're chasing down ended up way, way off the chart here tonight. How does that make you feel with the huge points gain and then not being here? This should be definitely a big swing for you here tonight.
I didn't have the first point on my mind. I wanted to lead a lap when I first got up front, but I wanted to win. That's pretty much what I was chasing to win. I didn't think much about points, but me and Adam, we had a kind of a plan. We was kind of talking to each other in Discord, and it worked out to the T.
Yeah, that was really awesome, man. I did kind of watch you there get a huge burst of speed, sending it 3 wide up the middle. Was that your first choice?
That's what you got to do if you want to get up front. You got to be aggressive.
I know. Well, with a track that requires patience and requires, driving skill. Everybody says, it's just kind of straight line driving, but one little tick in the wrong area, Fireball Woody and Greg Myers got into it. one little tick in the wrong area, you're totaled out for the race. So you got to be so careful. But to take that bite out of the center at a patient track, a track that requires patience with only 35 laps. I mean, how do you do it? I mean, is this how it's done? Is that what you're gonna tell me?
It's like they always say, it's a 190-mile-an-hour chess match. I wouldn't be able to do it without Adam and the 26.
All right,
He slipped my mind there.
You enjoyed doing this or hauling chicks?
Holloway, I'm sorry, Holloway. Yeah. But yeah, we had them checked out for sure.
All right, man. Yeah, it was definitely a wild run here, dude. I really like what I saw. You finally got it here. I'm really proud to see that 81 machine make it. But what are we looking at from the Hound Dog Racing team at North Wilkesboro?
We should put on a pretty good show. Last time I was there, I won in the truck. So we'll see.
All right, man. Well, I hope to see you there again. I know each and every week seems to kind of be a taller and taller hill to climb. Wilkesboro, Charlotte, Darlington. I mean, this is going to be so hard. And then all the way to Daytona, where I think Robertson says y'all are going to kind of do the 1-2 punch again. I can't wait to see what you guys can do. Randy Bledsoe, give me shout-outs here, bud.
Shout out to 5-Star Energy Beverage, 5-Star Beverage, Beef Jerky Unlimited, the 28, the 26 for working women there, Hound Dog Racing, just to all the fans that watches all this. Sorry, my mind's in a fog. I'm so excited. My mind's just like blown right now.
Oh yeah, we watched your burnouts, man. It looked like you were pretty excited there, frying the tires off. It was a wild win there, man. Normally I try to let you do most of the talking, but I think you're still in a decent trance there. 81 machine of Randy Bledsoe. Congratulations on your win here tonight.
Thanks, man.
All right, everybody, and that is going to do it for our race here tonight. Randy Bledsoe getting a fantastic win here at Talladega. What a run this was. North Wilkesboro is the next time I will see you guys with the gRaceland Shootout Series. I believe we are with the big show tomorrow. That is going to be a wild one there at Kansas Motor Speedway, but I can't wait. Now, hopefully you guys do tune in. If not, that is A-okay. I appreciate you joining us each and every night. Everybody out there, Kathy Wallace, Nita, I know all you guys out there watching, especially Miss Stanley out there. Once again, appreciate you guys. I will catch you all guys next time, so be well, be safe, be kind. See you next time.